right, good afternoon. This is Mayor Mike Inman coming to you from Macomb City Hall here in Macomb, Illinois. It's the 24th day of September. We are here with a COVID-19 update as it relates to Macomb and McDonough County. The most recent information we have to share with you from the McDonough County Health Department is that there are currently 466 total cases reported since the onset of the pandemic. 53 of those are active cases that are being tracked and traced by staff at the McDonough County Health Department to ensure the greater well-being of the community. And a total of 11,422 total tests ran since the onset of this pandemic. So the positivity numbers are again stable, and we're appreciative of that. What the health department is informing us of is that there is starting to be a decline in cases of for folks under the age of 40, but unfortunately there's starting to see an increase in cases for people 50 and over. And of course, if you remember from the onset of the pandemic, that's the age group that is most likely adversely impacted by the virus. So we're going to fill you in on some other things that we're going to talk about as far as mitigating circumstances. We would like to remind you that, as we've said several times in our previous encounters with you, that flu season is upon us, and the combination of the traditional flu and the COVID-19 virus potentially creates a great deal of adverse impact not only on the community but our the ability to deliver health care through the hospital. So the hospital is running starting the 5th of October, Monday the 5th of October, drive-through flu clinic. So all you need to do is go through their drive-through station. They'll take your identification and then they'll give you an age-appropriate flu vaccine. Now this isn't for COVID, please let's make that clear. This is not any COVID vaccine, but this is vaccine for the what we'll call the traditional flu that is prevalent starting right about now and then complicates everybody's lives, and it could be very complicating to delivering quality health care here in McDonough County and potentially across the country. But so we want to encourage you to take advantage of this. The flu clinic's hours are going to be on the bottom of your screen, but it's going to be 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So 7 days a week, drive-through flu clinic at McDonough District Hospital in their traditional, or excuse me, their established drive-through lane that you also can take advantage of COVID-19 testing at. That information is being displayed on your screen, and you can also get that through the MDH website. We'd also like to remind you that if you are one of those nearly 400 people that have been exposed to COVID and have recovered, the convalescent plasma program through the Mississippi Valley Regional Valley, I'll get it straight, the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center has an office here in Macomb. That information is on the bottom of your screen now. If you'd like to, even if it's nothing more than inquiring about the process, if you're recovered from COVID, that would be a step in the right direction, but we'd ask you to seriously consider making a donation of your plasma to help support the recovery of other folks in and around our community that would benefit from your donation of that plasma. The Blood Center is here, it's local, you don't have to go far. They'll walk you through the whole process, and then hopefully you can see the benefit to the community and be willing to participate. We are planning on extending those local orders that limit the service of alcohol to patrons who are seated in bars and restaurants. That order was originally set to expire tomorrow night. In speaking with our partners at the Health Department and the McDonough County Emergency Services and Disaster Agency and the administration at the hospital and the administration at the university, they all believe that we're making some good inroads in keeping that in place. So for another 2 weeks, we hope to again keep the positivity rating stable and maybe declining by adhering to these restrictions. We'll also be extending the restriction on the number of people, limiting that to 12 that can gather in congregate residential components, parties, whatever you'd like to call it, in the area surrounding Western Illinois University. Both those orders will be extended to October 5th. And at the end of the day, we believe they're doing some good. We appreciate everyone's compliance with those orders. Again, would prefer not to have to make those orders, but the health department and our other partners in the community believe that it's not only a good idea, but it's being effective. So please continue to do that. Those businesses that are affected by that will be notified or have been notified by the time this video is aired. And then so we've started getting a lot of calls, inquiries about Halloween, trick-or-treating. What are we looking at? I hesitate to say, but I think we're going to be looking at something different than a traditional Halloween that we're all used to. The Center for Disease Control has released some guidelines. We're waiting for the Illinois Department of Public Health to give some guidelines here for Illinois, but the CDC has ranked activities that present different levels of risk, and they've already gone on record of saying that traditional house-to-house trick-or-treating has a very high risk of passing the virus on. Their website has some other alternative opportunities to celebrate Halloween and trick-or-treating. That CDC web page is listed on the bottom of your screen now. But we will wait for some additional guidance from the Illinois Department of Public Health, and then once that is available, we'll make that widely known, and we'll be issuing some statements here out of City Hall, which we would normally do about this time regarding Halloween festivities. So again, sorry to say, probably what we're traditionally used to is going to have to take a back seat, but that doesn't mean we can't celebrate Halloween anyway. And there'll be some alternatives that we'll be discussing, and we'll look for some input from the Department of Public Health on that. A couple of other things we want to remind you of. The census will officially conclude on September 30th. There have been some activities this past week involving food. It always seems to bring people together. We had a great turnout on the food truck event sponsored by the local Complete Count Census Committee in cooperation with Downtown Macomb and the Office of Community Development. I want to thank Kristen Terry and John Bannon, the two team leaders in those two departments, putting on an excellent turnout, and we actually got nearly 100 extra folks that hadn't been counted into that in the census from that event last weekend, and then earlier today, or through the entire day today, you can go to about 7 restaurants in Macomb that have signed up to participate. They'll be getting money from the Department of Human Services, part of this promotion, to offset the cost of providing free meals to anyone coming in who hasn't participated in the census. Census volunteers at those locations, census swag, shall we say, available at those locations. They're available on the Downtown Macomb website, so by the time you're seeing this, there's still an opportunity maybe for you to head out and get an evening meal at one of those 7 participating restaurants in and around the community. And again, if you haven't had a chance to participate in the census and you've missed these events, still doesn't mean you can't participate. These were incentives to get you thinking about it and remind you that it needs to be done by the end of September, just 6 days from today. So, and again, put this in perspective for you. Those 100 people that we were able to account for the weekend we did the food truck drive, that means anywhere from $130 to $150 per person that the City of Macomb will be able to collect in shared revenue from federal and state sources. So that alone, we generated somewhere between $1,300 and $1,500 worth of added revenue for the city in 1 year. Spread that over the 10 years life of the census. That's somewhere between and I said 1,300 and 1,400. It's not. It's 13,000 and 14,000. It's somewhere between $130,000 and $140,000. So I think if we did our math right, that's a sizable amount of money. And again, the incentive for the city was coming through state dollars that were allocated across the state for the promotion of the census. So we had actually no skin in the game in providing those free meals, but we're going to have the ability to reap a generous amount of money over the course of the next 10 years in shared revenue. So again, one more opportunity take the opportunity between now and September 30th if you've not participated in the census to do that. And then we have a really, really nice event coming up this Saturday. As many of you know, the Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian Cordy Tyndall Vivian, an icon in the American Civil Rights Movement, right-hand person to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, grew up in Macomb, Illinois, Came here when he was 6 years old, graduated from Macomb High School, attended Western Illinois University, moved on to Peoria, Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, and did outstanding work his entire life regarding social and racial justice issues. In not only the United States was he recognized, but across the world as an icon in the American Civil Rights Movement. As you may remember, Dr. Vivian passed away on July 17th of this year. We've been working diligently with the local branch of the NAACP under the direction of President Byron Shabazz and Mr. Greg Houston and Mr. Raleigh Mitchell, representing the legacy Black community in the city of Macomb, to come up with an appropriate way to honor our relationship and recognize and be grateful for our relationship with Dr. Vivian. So there'll be an event this Saturday from 2 to 4 at the Vivian home site located at 630 East Adams Street. We've invited a number of dignitaries, and we're passing along this public invitation to please join us there and celebrate the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian. Please join us if you can. The weather sounds like it's going to be beautiful. We'll be expecting you to help us maintain social distancing. You'll be required to be wearing a face covering while you're at the event, but it will be a wonderful event. We're looking forward to it. Again, sponsored by the NAACP, the city, and probably one of the neat things about this event, we'll be unveiling a plaque designating his home site as an Illinois State Historic Site. That's really cool. So please join us this Saturday, 2 to 4, the C.T. Vivian home site located at the corner of Mechanic and Adams Street, to acknowledge Dr. Vivian, and some of his family members will be there, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you there as well. So as we get ready to close things down, beautiful weather, still got a social distance, face masks, so let's run through the protocols again. You know them. Social distancing, face coverings, hand washing. That's our steadfast way of maintaining vigilance and mitigating the spread of COVID-19. We'll look forward to seeing you out and about this weekend. Please be safe, and until again, thank you.